Hey Doll Squad, what's up? It is your girl Jackie Doll House and I am back with another tutorial. So a client brought this picture to me for inspiration and I came up with this color. Now I did make this wig using a hot glue gun and it took me only 30 minutes and I did a very fast coloring technique and that was the watercolor. Believe it or not, this wig was super fast for me to make, super easy, and both of these were my very first time doing the hot glue gun and the watercolor. So if you'd like to see how I achieved this, oh, before we get into that, let me show you. Right after I did this wig, Cardi B came out the very next week or 2 weeks afterwards with this look, the same exact color. I cannot believe it. So we just had the same thing in mind, I guess. So if you'd like to see how I achieved this color, keep on watching. Okay guys, so we're going to jump right into it. I used the 613 here. I used the Kiss Real Purple. And I had a bucket of purple color that I kind of put together. It's mostly African Violet. Now I did use this color first, but I realized afterwards, you guys want to see where I'm going. I used just the regular water straight from the sink. I didn't boil it or anything, and I'm testing out the color right here. I thought I liked the color. Obviously, I wanted to show you guys my mistake because, like I said, this is my first time using this. I'm doing this method, and I just started noticing this was coming out extremely pink. I learned from a few mistakes. You see the inside of this is still kind of like, yellow is hard to color inside. So I knew that the next time around I had to do the next bundle differently. I had to open it all the way. So I did cut off the rubber band at first, but that didn't work. So I threw some of that African Violet. It's a conjunction of different purples, but this time around I did open up the bundle. And I just went back in with it open. So I did not do the shimmer lights, whereas a lot of people do that, but because the color is purple, it automatically canceled out the yellow. So as soon as I dipped it in, you see that silvery purplish look. That's because purple cancels out yellow. That was me just dumping in the frontal. And I did just kind of go back and forth and just kept dumping it in and just working the color through. I used my comb a few times just to comb the color through to make sure that it colors evenly. It was super fast, but it did take a little longer than I'm showing in this video just for time purposes. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of the water and mix it with some more of that purple color that was in that bucket. And I'm going to take that bundle that I messed up. I messed that one up. And I just dipped it into the darker color. So that's kind of how I came up with, all right, I'm going to use this dark color. I was just correcting a mistake, and it just so happened to work out. So like I said, I created this purple with a mixture of like different purples. I think I used like Purple Rage and African Violet. But you could get African Violet, and it should get you this. All right, so I'm just going to lay the hair out to dry very neatly. Going right into the wig. This video is so fast, guys, so just bear with me. Most of you guys know how to put on the frontal. You want to go from the tab to tab and pin that down. In the front, I pin it down, and I like to leave about 1 inch of room in the front just to make sure that it's not like sliding back. So you see right there, yep, I have about 1 inch in front of the cap. And I'm just going to sew this on just like any other frontal that you would sew on. Okay, right here I did switch the cap because the client, you will see, no, actually I don't have the install, but her head is really small, but her hair is really long and thick. So I wanted to measure the ear to ear on the other one, but I wanted to have enough room to tuck all her hair in it comfortably. So I sewed it on this one, but I measured it for her ears on the smaller one because it would fit better. All right, so I'm just sewing this on, and I am doing my stitches really close because I think the closer you do the stitches, the flatter the frontal actually lays. All right, so I'm using this hot glue that I got from the local 99-cent store for about $1.99. I did measure and pre-cut the tracks before I glued it on because I just thought it made it a lot easier. You will see I will alternate between putting the glue on the cap and on the track. And it really just didn't make a difference. I just kind of went with the flow. Like I said, this wig took me less than a half an hour to do. And it's still very sturdy because I even shampooed this wig and it still did not come apart. So it's like a year later. Yes, I recorded this video a year later and the wig is still intact. And it's now a bob now, so it's exactly what Cardi B had. All right, so I'm not going to skip too much of me gluing on the tracks, and I'm not going to talk through it too much. I don't want to skip too much because I want you guys to see the track placement. Yeah, just watch the track placement. I don't want to skip too much because it is a tutorial. And I didn't get to give all the details of the hair. I used 2 bundles of, I believe, 12 inches, maybe 14 inches, 613. And I used a 13x4 frontal. Initially, when she got this hair, she was planning on cutting it into a short bob. But once I finished making it, she decided to keep it a little longer. She wore it because it was for her birthday and it was for a photo shoot. So she wore it long for about 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks. And then she ended up cutting it in a bob. Okay, so once I'm finished making the wig, I just cut off the excess cap on the inside. And this will be a glue frontal wig, not a glueless. And this is what it looked like on the inside. Oh, I love this method. All right, so now I'm going to go into customizing now. I will say I'm not into that super lacy look in the front, especially if you're doing a ball cap under. It just shows too much as it starts getting older and it wears out. So I don't take off too much. I just part behind the actual line and I pluck some from the bottom and I pluck some from the top like so. So I don't take off too much here, just enough to lay it down and remove any of the bulk that may look wiggy. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. So you saw that was just not, that wasn't too much hair that I took off. So then I'll do another part and it just depends. Some of the frontals I may take off more than others. It just depends on the frontal. But I do use water just to spray it down and see what it's looking like. So again, I pluck from the top and I pluck from the bottom like so. Now you can see the difference slightly. I just lay it down a little more and just get that bulk out of it. And I'm good to go. I don't really like the super spacey look. That's just not my thing. And I'm not into the extra baby hairs either. I know that's what a lot of these young girls like. Most of my clientele are a lot older, so they're not looking for that extra baby hair. So I just cut out a little bit in the front, just enough to kind of like dance around the frontal, as I would like to say. So I use my Nairobi on every frontal. It's my absolute favorite product to use when I'm doing closures, frontals, wet wraps, or just almost any kind of style actually. And then I set the baby hairs with a good old toothbrush. And then I let it air dry like that. And once my client gets to me, I just style it on their head. I never style it on a mannequin. I just rather style it on their head and just mold it to their head. It's just, to me, it just works better for me. But to each his own. Different strokes for different folks. This is how I like to stroke it. So that is it, guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure you follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see how I installed it. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye.